Good evening, everyone.
Evening.
Little thumbs up if you can hear me. Perfect. Thank you, everyone. It's 6:45. We'll start our work session meeting. I don't think we'll have trouble with time this evening. The minutes from our meeting of July 13th have been distributed. They look okay. Everybody all right? Speak up if you have, thanks, Alderman Fauci. Speak up if you have a concern regarding them. Otherwise, I'll take it by your silence if that's not the case.
No concern.
Thank you. We don't have any comments received yet regarding hearing from citizens, but our clerk will make that notation at the appropriate time. Under the topic of unfinished business, I've heard from Alderman Fauci and Alderman Holman, and I believe that matter will be continued this evening. Is that correct?
Yes, that's my intention, to offer a continuance motion.
Thank you. Alderman Holman, do you have some thoughts for us? You're on mute, ma'am.
I do not.
Thank you. Alderman Hughes, you okay with that continuance?
And which issue is it on?
It's on item number 1. It's a bill you're co-sponsoring regarding the conditional use permit for the property at Claymark.
Yes, that's fine.
Okay, we'll continue that to the meeting of August 10. Alderman Whitmire, I understand that you have viewed the public hearing on that, and you may choose, it's not a requirement, but you may choose to make a notation for the record, sir, if you want your background to have been reflected.
Okay.
Mayor, could we have a bit of a rationale for the continuance?
Can I go upstairs most of this while you're doing your thing? Where's my cup of tea?
Certainly. Alderman Fauci, do you want to?
Sure. So a number of issues have been brought to my attention, and there's some question about a part of our code and whether it covers garage doors or just garages, and then the definition of a multi-purpose building and whether or not a pool house qualifies. And because there were so many questions, I felt it better to continue the matter so I could get some legal counsel advice before we offer findings.
Okay, thank you, Mayor.
Yep, thank you. Good inquiry, and I appreciate Alderman Fauci's response. I sat on the Planning and Zoning Commission's hearing in this matter, and I respect Alderman Fauci's approach. There is no time sensitivity, or at least I haven't heard of one, and so proceeding with a little bit of extra time so that everyone can consider the issues and act with the advice of counsel is, I think, the right thing to do. We're on item number 2. Alderman Holman, Hughes, and Fauci. Is that bill ready to go?
It is?
It is.
Yes.
Everybody okay proceeding on that? We do have some public comments. Our clerk will note them for the record. I understand they're all positive or generally supportive. So we'll take that up on second reading today. Item number 3 is the resolution regarding the MOU with the Lafayette area police agencies for resource sharing. That was continued from our meeting of July 13th, and I understand that Police, Fire, and Emergency Medical Services has considered the matter. Is that correct?
That is correct, Mayor. They have considered the matter and voted unanimous to proceed with it.
Terrific. Everybody okay proceeding with that this evening? Yes, ma'am.
I have a question, and I don't know if it's appropriate to ask now or during the live meeting. And it's just, I'll put it out there, and then you can tell me to hold it till the meeting, or maybe Police Chief Cavens can lean in now. I'm just curious to understand if there's any further implications with regard to our insurance if we sign off on this resolution.
Mr. Shelton, do you have, oh, there's Chief Cavens. Okay, I didn't see you, sir. I apologize. Do you or Mr. Shelton have a comment on that? And Alderman Holman, it's very appropriate that you ask the question now. That's one of the
Okay.
valuable elements of this work session.
Mr. Mayor, Mr. Shelton forwarded and had it reviewed by Slayton and they approved it.
Okay, thank you.
What does that, what does that mean? That there's no change with
Correct.
our,
We assume-
okay,
Yeah, we assume all liabilities if we send somebody to help out one of those cities.
Under our existing policy without an additional rider or costs.
right,
Correct.
okay. Thank you.
So in
Thanks.
other words, it's covering our activities, whether we're acting under this MOU or otherwise. Alderman Whitmire.
And vice versa?
Yes,
Thank you.
yes. If Baldwin comes here, they're operating under their own liabilities.
Good inquiries. Everyone
It would
okay?
probably be appropriate to point that out during the later session, would it not?
It's,
Probably.
yeah, I'm very comfortable with that being noted for the record. It's good. It's a very good point. You ready to proceed on that this evening? Thank
I
you.
am.
Everybody okay? Item number 4 under new business is a purchase of the approval of a purchase order for some HVAC software and air dampering systems or upgrades at the firehouse. Everybody okay with that? Thank you. Item number 5 is our regular readoption, or I guess that's the best way to put it, adoption of the Code of Ethics. We have historically taken that as a bill sponsored by the board as a whole. Does anybody have an opinion on a sponsorship this year?
I think it should be board as a whole.
I agree.
I agree.
Everybody okay with that?
Yes, I agree.
Thank you. We're not changing anything, we're just readopting it. Item number 6 is the crack sealing program ordinance.
I'd like to take that.
Thank you, ma'am.
I'd like to co-sponsor that. Ooh, very loud.
Okay. Anybody else? Thank you. We'll first read that tonight. Item number 7 is the the code amendment for building and construction. Is that you, Alderman Holman?
Holman, yeah.
And I'd like to be on that as well.
Thank you. Item number, we'll first read that tonight. Item number 8.
Mayor,
Recusing myself,
Oh, I'm sorry, Alderman. Whitmire.
recusing myself on that one. I'm going to cover the camera. I don't even want to talk about it.
So Mayor, back to 7 for just a moment.
Yeah, Alderman
I will
Hughes.
have some technical matters to follow up with after this meeting, just in terms of language and so forth. I support the ordinance. It's just want to tighten a
Alderman
few things
Hughes,
down.
you can come out from under the covers. We're talking about item number 7.
Okay.
Um,
No issues, no issues.
Well, thank you. I just didn't want you to miss by shielding yourself and plugging in and holding your nose and plugging your ears. No, I'm
Mayor?
kidding. So we're on item number 7.
Mayor?
Alderman Whitmire has, you have some language issues. We're first reading the bill this evening, so I would encourage you to get with the sponsors in the meantime and develop either a substitute bill of your own or working as a team.
Yep.
Is that okay?
Yep.
Thank you. Item number 8, now you can cover yourself up, Alderman Hughes.
Recusing myself.
Oh, Mayor,
Yes.
uh,
sorry, I keep
Alderman
looking
Allen
down.
keeps raising her hand and you may not be able to see her. She's been trying to raise her hand. She's on mute.
Oh, thank you, Alderman Mortland. Alderman Allen, you are on mute. There you
I
go.
apologize. could I be put on number 6 too, as a co-sponsor?
Yes, you certainly can.
Thank you.
Do you want on number 7 as well, ma'am?
No, just 6.
Just 6, okay.
Thank you.
Sorry for not,
It's okay. It's my fault.
I was looking down, and thank you, Alderman Moreland, for.
Thank you,
Okay,
Ryan.
now, we are on item number 8. That is Award 1 project. Alderman Holman, is that you?
Yes, and can I have our city attorney just lean in on, I have a question regarding recusing oneself from a vote. And this has come up in the past where I've lived on or adjacent to a project as well. And so I just want to, can he share or clarify the language of when it is appropriate to recuse or not to recuse? Is now a good time to do that?
Yes. If he speaks quickly, because I jinxed us, I think.
I'm sorry.
Wouldn't have a
Are we
problem.
running out?
The answer is, under the circumstances that you relate, you should recuse if you believe that you cannot be fair and impartial in connection with whatever judgment you render in your decision.
So if I believe I can, then I do not need to step down,
That's correct.
nor can any other colleague, elected official force me to do so. Is that correct?
That's correct. Now, I hope I know all the facts. If the facts are that you may live close to it, or you know people there, or whatever, the answer is yes. If you have a financial interest in the transaction, that's a different story. I assume that you don't.
I'm neither. It's just, this has come up in the past, and I thought this was a good opportunity since this isn't our ward and my colleague in Ward 1 is recusing herself. So I was just like, okay, she's recusing because she lives adjacent to the property, and I completely respect that. It's just that this area has been cloudy for me over the past year as I've watched this take place in different situations. And so I just wanted clarity. So I appreciate the info.
Yeah, Alderman, I do as well, and I thank you for raising the issue. As you've seen and heard my actions in the past, I'll sometimes disclose a relationship, indicate that it is not a conflict, but that to avoid even the appearance of impropriety, I am choosing to recuse myself. So as counsel says, if you cannot act fairly and impartially, then you have a duty to recuse. If you have a financial interest, the law requires, and you have a duty to recuse, and then you may choose to recuse yourself if to avoid the appearance of impropriety, which is not mandated by law, but sometimes is just in everyone's best interest. So,
Got you.
a
Thank
little
you.
addition. Yeah, I think it's a great discussion. Item number 9, Alderman Holman, you'll sponsor that as well.
Yes, sir.
And Alderman Hughes, are you recusing yourself from item number 9 as well? Ma'am, you have to come out from under the covers and just identify your recusal. You are on mute, ma'am.
Yes, I plan to recuse myself on 8 and 9.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll just first read those this evening. And now, Alderman Hughes, we're done talking about 8 and 9. Item 10 is the warrant list. It's in the amount of $189,854.54. Questions, comments, or concerns? Alderman Allen.
I have a question about the insurance. And I'm assuming is that a quarterly payment or a yearly payment? And I meant to ask Pam that today and I forgot. I apologize.
Got it. Sorry. That's a half a year payment.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Other inquiries? Okay, we made it. So everyone sign off, please, and I will see you in 1 minute.